Well, good morning. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Just a quick update on my search for a new chainsaw. You good folks sure don't disappoint. Like a couple of you said, I opened up Pandora's box. Want to thank you all for all your feedback. Almost 300 comments as of this morning, and I had to cut it off there. Spent a long time over a lot of coffee, adding up all the results. And I wanted to share them with you today, just so you see how I'm progressing. I told you, it was a long morning. Almost 40 saws recommended. A lot of onesie-twosies and a couple of names I'd never even heard of. I'm going to give you the top 5 saws by number because there's definitely 5 or 6 that have high numbers and then there's a big drop-off. So I think what I'm going to do is focus in on the top 5, and then I'll also talk to you about bar length. First thing up, so many of you said make sure I spend the money and get the light bar option if there is one. So I definitely will do that for sure. Bar length. A lot of folks said get that larger saw, but get 2 different lengths. Get a 20-inch and a 24-25 or 20 and a 28. Not sure why, because I've got my 261 with an 18, and it's a pretty powerful saw. I'm looking for something that's got a little more heft, and I'm going to need length for the bigger stuff. But I'll try to look into that further. Top 5 saws. I was going to run a contest on this because I think you might be surprised. The number 1 recommended by far was not the 500i, was the STIHL MS462. Then second came the 500i by STIHL. The third was a STIHL 400. Fourth was the MS362 by STIHL. And the 5th was a Husky. It's the one that Buck and Billy Ray said to get. It's a 372 XP. And my neighbor guy's got one. It's pretty lightweight. I like the weight of it. He also has a 365, and that's going to give me a good comparison because that thing is way too heavy for me. As many of you know, I'm not a tall or a big guy, and I've used his 365 a few times, and I struggle trying to fell a tree with it or hold it up level. And by far, and I mean miles far, the most recommended bar length was a 24 or 25 inch. By far. I mean, 6-8 times as many recommendations for that over a 28 or a 20 or any other type. So I've already started building my spreadsheet. I'm just going to put all the specs across in one spreadsheet so I can compare them. And then I'm going to head back to my STIHL dealer. For those of you that suggested I talk to him, I already did. I just didn't want to share his suggestions or recommendations with you. I wanted to hear what you guys use and what you think of what you use first. I've been dealing with Ron at the Chainsaw Clinic down in Toronto for about 8 years now. Great guy. Wealth of knowledge and experience. I believe his dad started that shop back in the 1950s, and he runs it today. Sells Huskies as well as STIHLs, amongst all kinds of other outdoor power equipment. So he made a couple of quick picks, and he generally agreed with most of what you guys said. The 462 was one of his top picks for me. Well, thanks again, my friends. I'll keep you updated along the way. Once I get all the specs lined out and I start looking to do a little bit more, I'll do a part 3 follow-up, just so you can follow along with me. And, and as always, I do appreciate any comments along the way that you have, or any suggestions or any recommendations. Have a great week with your families. Please be kind to one another. I'll see you again right here on GP Outdoors. Cheers.